Interesting stuff here, Pezza. I'm just looking at a headline here which says England's demise is just plain sad. I don't know, man. I reckon it's pretty funny, and I reckon a lot of people are really, really enjoying it, such as the hubris and the saving of the game and whatnot that we've seen exhibited over the course of the time. It's obviously the end of the tournament for the World Cup for England. It's the end of an era in many capacities, and those things are sad, I suppose. But also, fuck a sucker ding dong.
Yeah, man.
Walk and chew gum, I suppose. Walk and chew gum. Australia win their 5th game in a row. England lose their 6th game of the tournament. Australia just sneaking right up into 3rd spot somehow in the tournament. England all the way down there on the bottom in 10th, relegated to having a little E next to their names for eliminated. Cricket.com is our sponsor.
Yeah.
The Great Cricket is brought to you by Cricket.com. You can download the Cricket.com app from the App Store. Everything you've ever needed is on that app. News, reviews, statistics, stat dogs, woof woof, etc. And we thank Cricket.com
Not today, but yeah.
for support. No stats came. There was actually no statistics from this game.
Yeah.
So that's the reason for that, I think. But Pezza, look, Australia 5 on the bounce. That's not the story though, is it? It's a story that England's out, and they've been fucking abysmal. It's like aggressive.
Oh yeah, it's funny you say that. Like I think that's what a lot of people want. Like this is just another installation in fucking intercolonial sparring. Australia has emerged somehow over England who fucked something up, and let's really give it to these blokes.
Yeah.
Come on, Cody, give it to him.
I can give it to him, Cody.
Give it to him, Cody. Come on.
No one knows what we're talking about.
And I feel like I'm like a bit partridge shrug about it all, to be honest. Like, you're exactly right. Like the way I see what's happened is that England have failed on account of the metastasized, mutated arrogance that they have. That has developed as a result of their fucking believing their own shit. That they could take the old team that had revolutionized the game and pretty much, do the business.
Yeah.
And I think the bigger influences on this World Cup has just been what a massive year it's been for both of these teams.
Yeah.
And Australia has dealt with this year and is showing a lot more resilience and strength than the England side.
Yeah.
Both teams over there, no one will say it, but both teams over there are hanging on by a thread in terms of energy, I would say.
Yeah.
And England has completely collapsed in the face of that.
Yeah.
Whereas Australia has hung on and has produced something. Like this was it's like an ugly type of win. It's a very important when you need wins like this, in the tournament. But it's like 280 odd. When Australia loses their openers, which is basically the entire firepower they have in the tournament, it then just Marnus and Smith go into nerdle mode, and they just knew playing against a mentally defeated team that a good enough platform was going to be good enough. And so it proved.
Yeah.
There was a couple of important performances, like we'll get into.
Yeah.
But really, I think. I thought Joe Root's comments before the game saying man for man, I take my team over theirs. Firstly, any normal interpretation of that is what Cummins says. He's like, he's just backing his team. He's just a guy who's just trying to say that he's confident in his own players.
Yeah.
But it's really not true, isn't it? Australia has shown themselves to be a stronger, more resilient cricket team in the 2023 challenges that are presented to teams where you're just on planes going to different places all the time, trying to cobble something together. I mean, England has just humiliatingly, insipidly and embarrassingly collapsed.
Yes, and such is the nature of it. It's now the end of an era where Australia also won a World Cup in between their 2 World Cups. So, Australia, nice to insert Australia World Cup wins randomly just to make me feel something, I suppose, just for 10 seconds. All right, should we get into the game itself?
Okay, first thing, here goes. Australia did enough. As I said earlier, all the firepowers in the top order, they lost a few early wickets. Smith and Marnus came in, they nurdled it around, they set the platform that they needed to set, and a couple of guys pogoed a few at the end. 280 is probably not enough against a team that's playing any kind of good cricket, but it was enough against England, who always felt a bit behind. Are going to come on to Stokes in a second and how triggering it is to watch him. But yeah, like... Smith and Marnus laid a platform. Marnus made 70-odd. There's a selection question down the track, I think. Whether or not that'll come up, I don't know. I thought there was actually a really important knock from Cam Green overnight, 47, which is kind of against the run of play for him and the batting that he has been producing for Australia of late. It was needed. Australia posts a far lower total without him playing the innings that he does. Stoinis is back in the runs or contributing something with the bat. That's pretty handy. And then... what about Zorby at the end?
Mate, I've never seen Zampa like hit that clean before. He had 29 off 19, 4 fours in there. I sworn he hit a 6. Anyway, well, obviously he didn't. But yeah, like when Smith was out, they made a 3 for 113. Then Inglis got out pretty much straight away, 4 for 117. And that's what we've seen with this white ball team for a couple of years, where this is like all out 210 all of a sudden with overs left in the bank. And then so for Green to be coming in 47 or 50. Stoinis 35 of 32, and then Zampa 10, batting at 10, 29 of 19. I mean, those are significant contributions. And then it also just really helps Bairstow getting out first ball, and then it's we've already won the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
stuck to England.
I suppose this is all in the context of Glenn Maxwell falling off a golf cart, concussing himself, Mitch Marsh leaving for no one really knows how long he's going to be gone for. But I mean, those
he's back. He's back.
He's already back. Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news all around then for everyone involved, I'm sure. So, it's probably about as weak a team they're going to put out in this World Cup with respect to the guys by disrespecting them.
Yes, of course. But you've actually highlighted that you weren't disrespecting them.
Yeah, so I get a free pass. I can sort of say whatever I want.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah, exactly. No offense, but you're a dickhead.
Anyway, so always funny saying that kind of thing when you're holding a child.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to hold his ears.
Who I think in the context of this video is just going to appear on your lap.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Pezza sprouted a child up out of his thigh.
His dick really does work. Anyway, yeah. So
but it was cobbled. This was a two-paced slow track, and Australia tried to get off to the start that they normally do. They had to go to plan B. Smith and Marnus with stuff that was going to be enough, and so it proved.
Yeah.
That was Australia beating a team that, again, is 1.5 feet on the plane.
Yeah.
Who gave it a shake in the second innings a little bit, but the Demons didn't rise up too high.
I've heard Mark Wood speak really well about just his experiences of the team and how much they're trying and backing the team, etc. He finished 2 for 70. I just had him down as having such a big impact on the tournament. I suppose you could say you go through every single one of England's players, but Mark Wood really hasn't lit up the tournament like he has in IPLs or in the Ashes or even in white ball cricket when he has played for England. So I don't know. I guess it's all pretty disappointing. Not to highlight him specifically. I just think like his standards are so high and like he's been so impressive. So for him to also not have a great tournament with like a great spell or speed's been great, but I don't know. England is shit.
England is shit.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's when you're down, you're down. There actually there are no performances in that side across the tournament that are kind of giving lie to everything else. Like everybody's down. The whole thing is a disaster. It's an unfettered, thorough.
Just laughing at you stroking your child's hair like a Cheshire cat while you're talking about the demise of English cricket.
It feels beautiful. Look, the reason Barney's sitting on my lap is we've brought the kids into the studio today. It's getting a bit late for Barney. Now, he should be asleep, shouldn't you, puppy? And, that's really nodding. And you were just absolutely blowing up at your elder brother. So this is the only way we can finish this video.
Speaking of blow-ups, I just noticed, I think there's just a little bit of hate in this game, like a little bit of verbals, just like a couple of send-offs with an elongated gaze towards the batter. And I guess, it's Australia, England's always going to be a big game. It's in a World Cup. But I don't know. I just feel like they play each other so much that the rivalry seems a bit meh.
I think there's genuine heat, though, between both sets of teams. Something obviously happened during the Ashes where like the Aussie boys are like these.
What the fuck's going on?
Who are these?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You popping down now? No, you don't know what you want to do.
Nah. He's at 6s and 7s.
Sixes and sevens. He's a tired boy.
This bloke's got no idea.
Okay, so he goes, England are gone. They were gone most of the way through the second innings. They were keeping pace slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yep.
And then more philosophically, broadly, they are gone.
Yeah, Milan has to go. And he has
Milan with 50.
Yeah.
Once again, persisting with that.
He's got to get rid. Mate, I don't understand the non-selection of Harry Brook. Like, I know that he was not in the squad until like last minutes.
What's he done?
What's
he done?
Yeah, is it a bloke? Is it a bloke selection?
Yeah.
Just like his form has just been amazing.
No, pretty much out of the tournament. He's the best young player in world cricket.
Yeah.
You get a couple of World Cup games into him. Nah, the old blokes are going down with the ship.
I kind of respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, I guess.
When it works for my team that I support.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and when everything starts going wrong, then you really just drive the nail in on these blokes as well.
Yeah, give it to him. Give it to him, Pezza.
Yeah, England always slightly behind in this game, but while Stokes was there was still the chance. Like I have to say, like watching it last night, like the most frightening Ben Stokes for me is Ben Stokes batting in discomfort.
Yep.
And he was in like deep discomfort last night, and he was doing that thing where it was like he was hitting blokes like nearly out of the ground, if that's even possible, and at Modi Stadium, and then sort of blocking with like one of the most sort of over the top forward defense postures as well, just to let you know I'm not looking for a run off this particular ball.
Yeah.
And he was dismissed quite innocuously by Zampa, who was just brilliant and has like he needs a massage because he's carrying Australia at the moment of the ball.
I know he's a close personal friend.
Yeah, of course.
And so anything you say is then going to be like, oh yeah, but you would say that, wouldn't you? Because we actually never criticise anyone on this show that we're friends with. But mate, his tournament has just been absolutely incredible. He's leading wicket taker at the moment, but contribution last night. He was man of the match, wasn't he? He was player of the match. Yes.
Potham.
So Potham. So 29 3 for the wickets of Stokes, Butler, and Moeen. And also took an absolute screamer. To get David Willey right at the end there. So it was just a one perfect game, I suppose. But his contributions for the side, multiple forfers now, 3 for in this game. Like, I mean.
Yeah, this is his time.
If he wasn't playing, we'd be playing with 10.
Yeah, that's right. If he wasn't playing, they would have replaced him with Tanveer Sangha. He's 3 for 21. This is from Andy Zoltzman. It's the most economical 10-over innings in men's World Cup cricket since Dan Vettori took 4 for 18 against Afghanistan in 2015.
Wow.
It's the most economical against England in World Cups since Andy Bickle's 7 for 20 in 2003. Joint most economical versus England in any ODI since 2010.
Wow.
So pretty good performance.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he should keep playing.
Zampa actually said it's really satisfying. It's probably the most satisfying ODI that I've ever played, to be honest.
So what's talking about before, man? It was a little bit of heat, like there was when
he was up and about.
He was up for it. Yeah. So
not just up.
No, that's right. He was also about.
What's he about though?
When Stark got root, didn't he? Caught by Inglis.
Yeah.
And there was it went to a DRS and there was a little scratch. Like when it's
Inglis has hearing issues apparently. A couple good catches.
When I was watching this, I heard Marnus Scott come in. There was a massive noise. I was like, well, he's not hit this.
Yeah. Almost by definition,
his strike rate is so low on reviewing DRSs and being influenced. And then when you got that one, there was a massive celebration. It's obviously a big wicket, Joe. It's a great player, etc., etc. But it's just like there was just a bit of heat in the celebrations, you know. Yeah.
Well, of course. What else with this with Joe? I've got one on Joe Root here as well. He's batted 18 times in the power play since the last World Cup. He's been out 11 times and he's averaging 5.63.
Yeah.
Like that, his returns have been like ghastly.
Yes. That's a good word.
Good player.
Yeah.
I just felt like with this game, England were only ever a couple of good overs away from chasing it down and possibly doing it off the back of it just being Australia, irrespective of form. But I do think that the mental flatness of their entire operation kind of saw to it that Australia got themselves over the line.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a particularly good game to watch. You know, like again, there was a couple of promising performances from Australians. Obviously, Zampa's brilliance is the standout. But other than that, like it's 280 plays 250 on a two-pace track. Where the style of cricket that was being played is just not in keeping with what the really good teams are doing.
Yeah.
And that's really perfect for Australia to have a win like that, where they can just like continue going deeper into the tournament, not really playing like any kind of complete cricket whatsoever, which is the last thing any of their opponents want.
Josh Butler was out by Zampa. Green caught him for one. Mate,
that was a shot of like, this is over.
It almost breaks my heart a bit because like I love watching him play so much. Probably my favourite player to watch, right?
Almost.
And I just feel like he's probably a really nice man, and I just want to see him perform well, but also like getting the bin. So I have this sort of duality.
Stuff, yeah.
So it's
we haven't seen what he's capable of. Oh well, hate to see it.
Yeah. Well. Ghastly.
Yeah, absolutely. Insipid, lifeless, turgid campaign. Omicron needed now. Third thing, he goes, Australia selections. So, in fact, for the first time in the entire World Cup, notwithstanding Ashton Agar's withdrawal before the World Cup, from this Sunday onwards, with Mitch Marsh returning following the death of his grandfather, Australia will have everybody on deck available for selection. So in the last few games where Marnus has retained his position, it's thought that he's kind of probably first cab out. Marcus Stoinis is obviously now fit again. Cameron Green's scored some runs now. He's taken a good catch as well. He didn't bowl in this game. Interestingly, they went to Stoinis first. Marnus has made a very important 70. She's done it again, in those middle overs, allowing Australia to have some firepower towards the end. They have a selection issue now that they haven't been faced with at any other point in the tournament. Now, maybe they'll just go for whatever matches up best against Afghanistan. But in this game, Stoinis and Green came in for Glenn Maxwell and Mitch Marsh. Glenn Maxwell being out with a concussion as well. Glenn Maxwell will be back for the next game. So how do you... I love you. The best thing about that, I said this to you. I don't know if you've caught this. We can keep this in. My son has just spilt water all over the table, but this is ninja stuff from me. All of our equipment's on the other side. And I said, I'm going to move you to my right leg in anticipation of this while also telling him, please don't spill it. You just knew what you wanted to do. Anyway, we'll carry on. Who are you going with it? Who are you picking there? Like, to me, it comes down to the balance of the side. Do they want that extra bat with Marnus or the all-rounder of Stoinis? You may go, well, what about Cam Green over Stoinis? Is that a question there? You've been asking this question. I've been throwing it away most of the tournament, but it still remains. Or is it a question of Marnus or Smith versus Stoinis as well, Can you stop doing that, please? You're going to spill my water.
I think I suspect that what they'll go with is that Green and Stoinis will go out, and then they'll bring Marsh and Maxwell back in.
Yes.
So they won't play any all rounder.
Yep.
That's risky because I think the balance of the side is generally better. That's another reason why Agar would have been so important, because Agar is quite a good batter as well and an excellent fielder. So, but he's not here, so let's talk about him like he's dead.
So it would be Mitch Marsh and Glenn Maxwell play. If they're fit,
they play
straight away. So does Travis Head, all those guys. It is that question of do you have that middle overs insurance of Marnus? His ceiling isn't super high, but he's scored so many runs that permit guys at the back end to actually fire. Because so many of the Aussie batters are not suited to that middle orders arm wrestle. They're playing against a spin-heavy team where they'll be very spin-heavy through the middle overs as well. So you can imagine you need Marnus for that situation.
Yep.
But Marcus Stoinis, I think they really rate his experience, and he's a very, very good option with the ball, and he can pump them at the ends.
Yeah.
It's at the start of the tournament, if you're gonna have a selection quandary between Marnus Labuschagne and Marcus Stoinis, you'd be like, well, it's just Stoinis every day of the week. But it's credit to Marnus, who's basically imposed himself consistently on this team, that he now finds himself very much in the reckoning and probably selected.
Yeah. I think it's around the luck that Green plays, or Green finds a way back in despite having a good performance here.
Naveen's Insta story as well, just calling out Cricket Australia. That's good stuff ahead of Tuesday. Probably a fair comment, but anyway. Hashtag AskTGC, he goes to finish up what's been a hell of a day. Raj Hindosha 4112.
4111.
4112.
2.
Yep. Hashtag AskTGC. So this is after Australia-England. He says, with all due respect, why does India need to lose a match? Where is the mental block coming from? Nobody expected Aussies to lose a match in 03 and 07 World Cup. They went unbeaten and won it. Why can't India do it as well?
I'm getting upset now at the suggestion that this team that I like isn't going to be perfect and isn't already perfect.
This is off the back of the oft-cited maxim of ours and anyone else who knows the game.
Yeah, once you really go, you get
well,
really
that India has not yet suffered the loss they have to have.
Right.
And if they do indeed suffer that loss, that paradoxically will increase their chances of winning the World Cup.
Yes.
Because they'll have that monkey off the back. Right now, there's a monkey on their back.
Monkey on the back.
While they play and keep winning. A real confection of mental gymnastics there from humans who are bad at cricket.
Yeah.
But that I don't make up the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there, to Rajin's Dosha 4112, well, Australia went through undefeated. It's like, mate, that's Australia.
Yeah, but you need
to
to
be fair,
understand,
it's a different vibe with Australia.
Just sort of level above.
Yeah. So why can't India do it as well? Well, they just can't, mate.
That's just
a fact. It's an information exchange.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, they've got. I actually really want them to beat South Africa because I'd like to avoid India in the semi-finals for as long as possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be reviewing that game, India and South Africa, tomorrow morning. So please do join us here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And see you later.
Packham, England? No, fair enough. You're a good boy.
Indeed. Packham, England.